Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much indeed. A very warm welcome to the Hilton Conference Centre here in Malta for what really is the start of the Mosconi Cup, sponsored by partypoker.com. It's a real pleasure for Matchroom Sport to bring this incredible event here. We're highly delighted. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the teams, and then Richard will carry on with the press conference. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, joining us, he's the 3 times champion of the world and 5 times US Open champion, 12 appearances in the Mosconi Cup. He's played 56 matches and won 37. It's Earl Strickland. From Texas, the 2008 World Cup of Pool champion. In the Mosconi Cup, he's made 5 appearances, he's played 25 matches and won 18. It's the Rocket, Rodney Morris. Again, from Texas, he's the Generation Pool.com 9-ball world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mosconi Cup, he has 6 appearances, played 28 matches and won 16. It's Double J, Jeremy Jones. From Georgia, the 1990s player of the decade. 11 Mosconi Cup appearances, played 55 matches and won 28. Would you please welcome the Scorpion, Johnny Archer. Now from South Dakota, he's the 2008 World Cup of Pool champion. In 1 appearance, he played 5 matches and won 3. It's the Dakota Kid, Shane Van Boening. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, a real legend. A reigning member of the Hall of Fame. He's known as the Kentucky Colonel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the non-playing captain, Nick Varner. Now, Team Europe. Please welcome the 2008 US Open champion. With 11 appearances in the Mosconi Cup, he played 55 matches. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Iceman, Mika Immonen. The Terminator, the 2008 World Straight Pool champion. 4 appearances in the Mosconi Cup, played 17 matches and won 10. It's Niels Feijen. The new kid on the block, he's making his debut. He reigned #1 in Europe for 10 solid months. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Granite Mark Gray. Our next player is the reigning 2008 World 8-ball champion. In 11 appearances, he's played 54 matches and won 31. He's known as the Kaiser, Ralf Souquet. I'm sure he needs absolutely no introduction to his home country. However, he's the 2003 World Pool Masters champion, having accomplished pretty much everything in the world of snooker. He's known to us as the fastest player in the world. With 1 appearance, he played 5 matches and won 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tornado, Tony Drago. Well, from The Hague, our non-playing captain Alex Lely accomplished a great deal in the world of pool, including the World Pool League champion. He is their non-playing captain for Team Europe. It's Alex Lely. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I now pass the floor over to Richard, who will now take us through the press conference. He's from Snooker Promotions, Malta. Thank you, Richard.
Il-rilvanti l-ewwel, Sinjur l-ewwel nixtieq ningrazzjakom tal-preżenza tagħkom għall-konferenza tal-istampa biex nerġa' nillanċjaw l-eventi parlamentari. Mhuwiex event tas-soltu, mhuwiex snooker, però huwa fuq il-najmu li hija l-ewwel ġdida l-oħra. Però għavolli l-ġdida ta' ħadd nista' segwija t-televiżjoni, speċjalment bil-suċċessi tal-World Pool League, il-World 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 Pool bejjettare con Drago, kulħadd jaf x'għamel u x'jista' jagħmel dalbek li importanti ħafna bħalma li ngħidulkom li s-suċċessi tagħna huwa bbażat fuq il-liga u s-suċċessi li jilkom tuna bil-exposure tal-ġittimità. Għalet nirringrazzjakom il-qudiem għal-servizz tagħna. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mosconi Cup in Malta. It's a new event for the Maltese Islands. 9-ball pool is not a mainstream game in Malta. However, in Tony Drago we have one of the worst beating opponents of the sport, and I'm sure that his exploits and successes will be followed very closely by all Maltese sports fans. And I'm sure that the event over here will be no less a success than for in other places, and hopefully it might go one step further, and everyone will have a really good time both playing and watching the event. I welcome everyone from every country who's coming here. I know there are quite a few people who've attended the event, or are attending the event, not only from Malta, several countries around the world. Our representative here is Mika Immonen from the States, from various countries in Europe. It's too long list to go through. I can only say one thing, at the moment I think it's 90% of our fans, they're all progressing. Most of those people like it to be, and so we'll see how that turns out. I've spoken as well, and I'll pass the floor on to Luke. And
thank you, Richard. On behalf of Match and Sport, I'd like to welcome you to this press conference for the 15th annual partypoker.com Mosconi Cup in this lovely hotel. It's always a great pleasure to come to Malta, and it's a great pleasure to bring this event here. First time it's been staged in Europe outside the UK or Holland, and I'm sure the crowds do justice to what is a fantastic event we've not seen it before. Since its slightly humble beginnings in 1994, Mosconi Cup has grown into a major event with the current score standing at 11-3 to the USA. Last year in Las Vegas, the Europeans completed a great victory and will be doing all they can, I'm sure, to hang on to the trophy. The Americans, on the other hand, they don't take too kindly to letting go of the Mosconi Cup, and I'm sure they'll be raring to go on Thursday night. Just a few thank yous. Aside from the players, I'd like to thank our sponsors who helped make the event happen. Partypoker.com, who are the type of sponsor, the Hilton Hotel, which provides this great venue for us, and then Malta, who carried most of us here to the islands. As this is one of the very rare occasions where Europe are in fact the defending champions, I'd like to hand you over to their captain, Lely.